Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use, tips a balance in favor of fair use. Okay, you guys, this is again from Introduction into Scientology Ethics. Let's just keep in mind, suppressive people can be children, but this is more for the general public and or whomever they deem, per LRH, the psychopath lunatic deemed a suppressive person. High crimes. A suppressive person or group. Suppressive acts. A suppressive person or group is one that actively seeks to suppress or damage Scientology or a Scientologist by suppressive acts. Do you guys still think it was just LRH writing all this? Come on now. Suppressive acts are acts calculated to impede or destroy Scientology or a Scientologist, and which are listed at length below. By the way, this is all thought-stopping. A potential trouble source is defined as a person who, while active in Scientology or while a pre-clear, many of the pre-clear children, yet remains connected to a person or group that is a suppressive person or suppressive group. Until this connection is handled by special auditing, nothing beneficial can happen. A potential trouble source is a person or pre-clear who roller coasters, i.e., gets better than worse. This occurs only when his connection to a suppressive person or group is unhandled, and he must, in order to make his gains from Scientology permanent, receive processing intended to handle each, which, of course, all of that costs money, right? Suppressive acts are defined as actions or omissions undertaken to knowingly suppress, reduce, or impede Scientology or Scientologists. Cancellation of certificates. They love to do that, you guys, because then they can charge someone again to take the same classes or the same courses. Classifications and awards and assignment of a condition of enemy are amongst the penalties which can be leveled for this type of offense, as well as those recommended by committees of evidence. A is an alpha. Attacks on Scientology and Scientologists. 1. Proposing, advising, or voting for legislation or ordinances, rules or laws directed towards the suppression of Scientology. 2. Testifying hostilely before state or public inquiries in Scientology to suppress it. 3. Public statements against Scientology or Scientologists, but not to committees of evidence duly convened. 4. Reporting or threatening to report Scientology or Scientologists to civil authorities. How about that, LAPD? In an effort to suppress Scientology or Scientologists from practicing or receiving standard Scientology, which all costs money, of course. 5. Bringing civil suit against any Scientology organization or Scientologist, including the non-payment of bills, the ones that are not lawful, of bills or failure to refund without first calling the matter to the attention of the chairman at Worldwide and receiving a reply. All these goofy titles. 6. Writing anti-Scientology letters to the press or giving anti-Scientology or anti-Scientologist evidence to the press. Ooh, they can't stand it, can they? 7. Testifying as a hostile witness against Scientology in public. Can you guys see why all the essay of the children continues? 8. Being at the hire of anti-Scientology groups or persons. 9. Infiltrating a Scientology group or organization or staff to stir up discontent or protest at the instigation of hostile forces. 10. Mutiny. 11. Receiving money, favors, or encouragement to suppress Scientology or Scientologists. It's all what they do with the safe pointing. 13. Theft or espionage for another group or government. 14. Pronouncing Scientologists guilty of the practice of standard Scientology. 15. Engaging in malicious rumor mongering to destroy the authority or repute of higher officers or the leading names of Scientology or to safeguard a position. Huh. Sound like fair gaming? Huh. Threats and intimidation. 16. Delivering up the person of a Scientologist without defense or protest to the demands of civil or criminal law. 17. Falsifying records that then imperil the liberty or safety of a Scientologist. Definitely doesn't include the children now, does it? 18. Knowingly giving false testimony to imperil a Scientologist. 19. Blackmail of Scientologists or Scientology organizations threatened or accomplished, in which case the crime being used for blackmail purposes becomes fully outside the reach of ethics and is absolved by the fact of blackmail unless repeated. 20. Spreading false tales to invalidate clears. Huh, like a short story, LRH? 21. Spreading libelous and slanderous statements about the alleged behavior of clears, like children, LRH. 22. First-degree murder, arson, disintegration of person or belongings. B. Disavowal, splintering, divergence. What does this sound familiar, you guys? 1. Public disavowal of Scientology or Scientologists in good standing with Scientology organizations. 2. Announcing departure from Scientology, but not by reason of leaving an organization, a location or situation, or death. 3. Seeking to resign or leave courses or sessions, and refusing to return despite normal efforts. 4. Resignation of all certificates, classifications, and awards, but not posts or positions or locations. 5. Demanding the return of any or all fees paid. Ooh, that you could never get your money back, can you? For standard training or processing actually received, or received in part and still available, but undelivered only because of departure of the person demanding the fees must be refunded, but this high crime applies. Imagine it being a high crime for you to ask for your money back. 6. Continued adherence to a group pronounced a suppressive group by the Hubbard Communications Office. 7. Oh, and by the way, this idiot created his own legal law system, which I thought was against the law in the United States of America. I was looking to find what statute or constitutional right that was. Maybe not a right. I couldn't find it, but I know there's somewhere written in law that organizations cannot have separate legal systems and or monetary systems. Not that Scientology is doing the monetary, but 6. Continued adherence to a group pronounced a suppressive group by the Hubbard Communications Office. 7. Aiding or abetting a person demonstrably guilty of suppressive acts in such acts. Imagine! All you have to do is just look at someone wrong and you're suppressive. A narcissist's dream. 8. Dependency on other mental or philosophic procedures than Scientology except medical or surgical after certification, classification, or award. 9. Accepting treatments from a splinter group. 10. Continued membership in a divergent group. This is insane. I told you Scientology takes isolation to the most extreme I've ever seen. 12. Organizing splinter groups to diverge from Scientology practices. Still calling it Scientology or something else. Oh, that's the squirrel crew right there. 13. Calling meetings of staffs or field auditors or the public to deliver Scientology into the hands of unauthorized persons or persons who will suppress it or alter it or who have no reputation for following standard lines and procedures. 14. Seeking to splinter off an area of Scientology and deny it properly constituted authority for personal profit, personal power, or to save the organization from the higher offices of Scientology. C, as in Charlie. Technical high crimes. 1. Tolerating the absence of or not insisting upon star-rated checkouts on all processes and their immediate technology. He's trying to watch the money. And on relevant policy letters on Hubbard Guidance Center interns. Or staff auditors in the technical division or staff auditors or interns in the qualification division for the levels and actions they will use before permitting them to audit organization pre-clears, and on supervisors in technical and qualifications divisions who instruct or examine or failing to insist upon this policy or preventing this policy from going into effect or minimizing the checkouts or lists. 2. Pretending to have an organization but have no technical personnel on staff in tech or qual. Wow, that's crazy. So you can't cover for your friends, you see? This has not C written all over it. The same kind of thing. D as in Delta. Criminal issues of materials. 1. Public dissemination of false or forbidden or dangerous data. E as in Echo. Willful misapplication. In truth, any executive council which is enforcing ethics, penalties, without applying ethics rewards, is liable to a charge of willful misapplication. Let me remind everyone this is applicable to children. Willful misapplication, ethics or tech, is a high crime. So again, I will leave a link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.